Before I get started on today's hikes, thought I'd first stop by Lake Junaluska. They have some fantastic hot chocolate. Head on in here. And just outside the coffee shop there, we have this beautiful view of the lake where you can come and see all this very pleasant, very peaceful panorama. I found I was going to be in the vicinity of the Smoky Mountains for the better part of a day. Not enough time to do a backpacking trip, but just enough time to pick up some of those straggler trails that would otherwise be difficult to fit into a backpacking trip. I figured what better area than the Hientooga Road, Balsam Mountain Road area that you see here. At my first stop, I got out and hiked the 2.7 miles north up the Flat Creek Trail, whereupon I turned south and hiked down the 1 mile of the Balsam Mountain Nature Trail. At that point, I jumped over to the Balsam Mountain Road and hiked the remaining 3.3 miles back to my car. Since they're getting ready to close this road down for the season in less than a month, better to get it done now while I'm over here anyway. So just some short day hikes today. It's going to take us over to Hientooga picnic area, and that's about 2.6. So may as well hit the trail here and get started. So we are just going to move light and fast today. This is such a different kind of experience to be able to, as you would expect in the Smokies, we have a stream that goes beside us for a good part of our hike. The Flat Creek in this case, of course. Wow, I wish all crossings were this easy. Difficult to imagine ever getting tired of having that as your daily scenery. I'd say we got just about 2 miles to go. Look at that. There's some nice little panoramas out there. Every so often we'll get a break in the foliage. Okay, looks like we have see here. We have about 2 more miles. Well, 1.9. A little more to go. Onward and upward. This eastern chipmunk. It is awfully hard to get them on camera. But occasionally, they are surprisingly cooperative. You can see that we are getting well up the ridge towards the Flat Creek picnic area. I'm guessing we probably have maybe a mile to go. I didn't bother to bring my GPS unit with me. I'd say we made it. I think we got a little bit of a view out here. I would say that's a worthy detour, wouldn't you? Oh, man. Even this late in the color change. Now, if all the trails I hiked could be this smooth and level. They'd have a road into the trash where they can pick it up regularly. Yeah, picnic area. Very nice. They got tables up in there. Picnic tables, and here's some more picnic tables. Really nice little facility. For those who are driving up the road, just want to pull off and have a picnic. Oh. And here we are, right at the end. So it wasn't much further. Look at that. 2 different ways you can get to the road here at the end. It says it's closed, but that's too bad because the nice flushing bathrooms means they're not available. That's too bad. Oh well, let me take a moment here. Okay, I decided I'm just going to take the road back on down because I've forgotten I have 2 pairs of shoes. The nicer ones that I put on this morning and the ones that are older that I meant to wear on the trails. Forgotten wore the nice one. So I don't want to scuff them up any more than I have to. So I think I'll just take the road. It'll be faster, quicker, and like I said, I've already been on the trail itself. That'll get me to my car and to my next trail quicker. I had forgotten about this. On the Hientooga Road up past the Flat Creek trail head is not sure if it's still open. No, it's closed. But during the summer, I'm assuming this is opened up again. I know they had to close down some campgrounds due to budget concerns in past years. I can't remember if this is one of them or not. But what a cool location in the southeastern corner here of the Smokies. That's much less utilized. So if you want to enjoy the Smokies without the crowds, this is one of the good places to go. That's right, Balsam Mountain Campground. I had forgotten the name of it. Well, I have to say this, it is certainly a much better hiking surface. Nice and flat. I can keep up a 2.5, maybe sometimes close to 3 mile an hour average, so I can get back more quickly. But the downside is there's a lot more sun and it gets a little warmer. But tell you what, the nice smooth walking surface is kind of nice. Yeah, this is what I was waiting for. If you remember been watching the channel regularly, you remember about 3 months or so ago, I did that loop hike from Hientooga Road that went up, met the Calucci Divide, came on down. Well, this is where I started the hike from, right here. That's exactly where it was from. Yep, Hemp Hill Bald, that's right. That was the Hemp Hill Bald loop. Well, we once again come to the end of of another hike. In this case, just a little short day hike. But we will hop in the vehicle and head on up to our next short day hike. Okay, here we are for our second little day hike. It's going to be heading on up off of the Balsam Mountain Road up to Spruce Mountain Trail to the campsite 42.
The Spruce Mountain Trail was pretty straightforward. Hiked 1.2 miles, gaining 1,100 feet to reach campsite 42, and turned around, came right back down.
Along the way, you can see already from where we're parked right here that this is a gorgeous view we're heading to, because it's all uphill almost. But just a mile and we're there. So let's get a head start and see if we can make it before it gets too late. It's already almost 2:20, so we gotta
got to get cooking here, and I'm going to try this without taking my 35mm heavy brick with me, just to lighten things up and go a little faster. And this time, I put on the correct shoes, so we should have some fun. In a few feet of the sign, but look at all these little, it looks like the spotted or striped wintergreen. As you can tell from my previous videos, that's one of my favorites. The ferns, never go wrong with those. I think this is one of the more cool examples of the shining club moss. Neat stuff. Just beautiful. Okay, looks like we are almost to our campsite. Okay, let's continue on the last little bit here. Okay. Pole Gap Trail, temporarily closed. Pole's Gap, huh? Okay. Meanwhile, looking like it's saying that this is the campsite. That really does not make any sense. I'm just take a peek around the corner here. Okay, this is looking a lot more like a campsite. They just got a little premature with their stake announcing campsite. Okay, this is a nice little cleared area. It looks just perfect. It's got its fire pit. And you know, you're not going to get a lot of traffic late at night. Okay, my guess is 42 maybe used to be back there, but then they moved it to here. That must be it. Yeah. Much better. Really pretty little area. Very pretty. And it's secluded and it's quiet. A made-to-order tent spot. Much nicer. And much easier too. Nothing like a little bit of a jog on the trail when the incline works in your favor. Looks like, yep, sure enough, we are coming to the end. And thus ends our hike to campsite 42 on the Spruce Mountain Trail.
There are 2 Beech Gap trails, and I hiked the northern one for my third stop, traveling 2.5 miles up, gaining 2,100 feet, and then coming straight back down.
It's right about 4 o'clock, and I'm wanting to, as I'm completing this Hientooga Road, Balsam Mountain Road loop that's going to close in November until May, I think it is. I want to get all the trails off of it that I can. So I think I can fit one more trail in, but I am going to have to cook it hard to get this done. So I'm not even going to bring my gimbal. I'm just going to hold the phone and take the pictures. Just a little bit of water, GPS in my phone, and going fast. Or at least what's fast for me. You can see this is going to be the Beech Gap Trail that takes me up to the Balsam Mountain Trail. The Balsam Mountain Trail is going to be going like this, and I'm just going to be cut up to it. So this little cut up to the Balsam Mountain Trail. Also 2.5 miles, so that's going to be I'm going to have to average about 2.5 miles an hour to get this done, so I'm going to cook. I forgot. Well, not entirely, but forgot to fully appreciate that this little 2.5 in and back down also involves a well over 1,000-foot elevation gain.
Actually, it's about 2,300 feet elevation gain.
And that is hard after I've already done 7 or 8 miles. Of course, half the reason I'm stopping to announce that is so I can catch my breath. If I'm going to beat sundown, I've got to cook it. So, onward, and sadly still upward. Miss the gimbal, don't I? Or you, or us. Just about killed myself getting up here. That's what you get for being too lazy to get up in the morning in time. But I'm right up here to the saddle, and I just see looks like a sign up here, so I think I've reached it. Reached it a half hour later than I wanted to. I'm probably going to be the last 20 minutes by flashlight getting back to the car, but yeah, it'll work out. Okay. Yep. That's down Straight Fork Road. Yep, that's where I just came off of. Balsam Mountain turns into Straight Fork. And it's hitting the Balsam Mountain Trail that went over to the road to the left. And to the right, looks like we're heading over to Gunter Fork. Wow. So, for me, it's back down the 2.5 miles. I have to take a brief rest to let my heart rate come down. Probably not going to see much recorded here on the way down, because I've got to move. I don't have time on recording, especially since I'm going to be finishing in the dark. So, unless there's something unusual, see you at the bottom. Alright, I have been pushing it quite a bit on the way down, thinking some unkind thoughts towards the rocks I keep stumbling over. But it's been worth it. As you can see, it's still, well, it's starting to be almost twilight. The sun went behind the ridge over there, so it's still
Hasn't officially set just yet.
but so we still have a bit of light. Right up here is the end. Very welcome sight indeed. There's the road we came in on. And that's where it all started, much longer ago than I care to admit. Well, that's the end of that hike. The last hike for the day. Afraid I have to leave the Smokies here, head back in the Greensboro area, get everything put away and be ready for school the next day in Virginia. So, plenty to do. This is Graybeard. Thank you for coming with me on another adventure for Sylvan Reflections.
If you like this video, please consider clicking the like, subscribe, and notification bell.